Welcome to this auspicious day, the 180th commencement at Colby-Sawyer College. We have gathered to celebrate the accomplishments of the graduating class of 2018, which, for the first time, includes graduate students who earned a Master of Science in Nursing. To make commencement as enjoyable as possible, please silence your cell phones for the duration of the ceremony. Thank you. Now, please rise if you are able and join graduating Rose Gaffin, a biology major from Rowley, Massachusetts, in singing the anthem. Then, when finished, please be seated.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Thank you so much, Rose, for that beautiful rendition. Chairman Volanakis and members of our Board of Trustees, distinguished guests, faculty and staff, family and friends, and graduates, welcome to Colby-Sawyer's commencement ceremony for class of 2018. Graduates, this is your day, and we look forward to celebrating you and all of your accomplishments. This commencement ceremony and its rituals provide you an opportunity to reflect on your journey to this point and to look forward to your next steps. Today, we celebrate Colby-Sawyer's history, we honor those whose service and leadership exemplify its values, and we anticipate the promise of your bright futures. Today, we honor two women who forged firsts in their careers. Dr. Peggy A. Stock, Colby-Sawyer's sixth leader, was the college's first female president. Senator Jean Shaheen is the first woman to serve as both a governor and a United States senator. Today we celebrate another first in Colby-Sawyer's 180th year history. Our first cohort of graduate students, all of them registered nurses at our partner institution, Dartmouth-Hitchcock Medical Center, and who have each earned their Masters of Science in Nursing degrees here at Colby-Sawyer. In addition to this being a very special day for them and their families, it's a momentous day for the college. Congratulations. Undergraduates, your millennial generation has received a lot of attention. While some of the descriptors are not ones with which you may want to be associated, one that I truly value is your idealism. As I mentioned this morning, we're honored to recognize U.S. Senator Jean Shaheen. Her presence here today is a wonderful Colby-Sawyer story. Last summer, one of our students was an intern with a senator in Washington, D.C. He was able to live and work in this city thanks to an internship grant program funded by a generous alumna. Arriving back on campus, this student encouraged me to consider Senator Shaheen for an honorary degree. I have observed the senator's leadership throughout her various and significant roles in New Hampshire with significant admiration. Without the push from our student, however, I don't know if I would have had the courage to ask her to accept an honorary degree. Thank you, Omar. And graduates, I can encourage you all to dream big, to maintain your optimism and idealism for what your world can be, and to continue to ask important questions. I'd like you to take a moment now and think about when you first arrived at Colby-Sawyer. Remember how you felt and who you were then. Fast forward to today and think about how much you have grown. At Colby-Sawyer, you learned to think critically, to reason, to see connections between disciplines, to question on what basis an argument is made, and to imagine and develop your own contribution to scholarship. Here you not only gain considerable knowledge, you have practiced understanding. As you go forward, continue to listen, to ask difficult questions, to respect others' points of view, to seek to understand, to complement one another's talents and backgrounds, and to please illustrate how much can be accomplished when we build relationships with each other and allow our differences to enhance our strengths. Simon Sinek, an author and motivational speaker about leadership, gave a notable interview last year about the importance of millennials to couple their idealism and desire for impact with patience. He said, "It's as if millennials are standing at the foot of a mountain and they have this abstract concept called impact that they want to have on the world, which is the summit. What they don't see is the mountain. I don't care if you go up the mountain quickly or slowly, but there's still a mountain." And so what this generation needs to learn is patience, that some things that really, really matter, like love or job fulfillment, joy, love of life, self-confidence, a skill set, any and all of these things take time. Sometimes you can expedite pieces of it, but the overall journey is arduous and long and difficult. And if you don't ask for help and learn that skill set, you'll fall off the mountain. Well, fortunately, Colby-Sawyer graduates know all about mountains. You have climbed Mount Kearsarge with your friends, family, and staff every year on Mountain Day. As you leave campus today, remember that you will take with you all your experiences, relationships, and accomplishments that you developed here. Remember the feeling you had when you reached the summit of Mount Kearsarge, when you finished presenting your capstone, or when you finally saw signs of spring after a long New London winter. You have practiced patience, you have built meaning relationships, and you have gained knowledge that will serve you well. Believe and trust in who you have grown to be and who you will continue to become. You are ready for what comes next. Finally, each of you has someone who has supported you along the way. A parent, a family member, a best friend, a faculty mentor, a staff member. The fortunate among you had more than one champion who celebrated your successes and supported you through your challenges. Many of them are here with us today. Graduates, I invite you to take a moment to give them a round of applause. Now we will begin the awards portion of our ceremony. The college presents its highest honor, the Susan Colgate Cleveland Medal for Distinguished Service, to someone who best exemplifies the institution's first teacher and principal, Susan Colby, and her attributes of hard work, dedication, generosity, and influence in the field of education. This year we present the medal to Colby-Sawyer's sixth president, Dr. Peggy Stock. Peggy, would you please come forward? Dr. Stock came to Colby-Sawyer in 1986 as the college's first female president and served until 1995. She was here at an extraordinary time in our college's history and is often called the president who saved Colby-Sawyer. Faced with the tumultuous changes in higher education and dangerously low enrollment, she urged the Board of Trustees to return the institution to its coeducational roots, and they voted to do so in 1989. She stuck to her convictions that it was the right thing to do, and it was one of the country's most successful coeducational transitions. Under Dr. Stock's guidance, enrollment grew. She led the college's first capital campaign, the Campaign for Colby-Sawyer College, which exceeded its goal and raised $27.5 million. Many of the buildings that we enjoy today were built or renovated during Peggy's tenure, including the Dan and Kathleen Hogan Center and Rook Hall. It has been my great privilege to get to know this dynamic, perceptive, forthright, indefatigable, and accessible leader. From my conversations with Peggy Stock, it is evident how much she loves our college. So it is with much respect and gratitude that the college recognizes Peggy Stock with its highest honor, the Susan Colgate Cleveland Medal for Distinguished Service. Please join me in congratulating her. Can I get this on here? Let's step out for a photo. Arthur Levine, former president of Columbia University, described the purpose of honorary degrees as the last lesson a college can teach by showing examples of people who most represent the values the institution stands for. Today's recipient certainly exemplifies the values of Colby-Sawyer. The honorary degree recognizes an individual of humanitarian character and superior intellect whose life and work have brought about positive, far-reaching consequences for individuals and organizations. This year, the award is presented to the senior United States Senator from New Hampshire, Jeanne Shaheen. Senator, would you please come forward? Okay, sounds good. Senator Shaheen is the first woman elected both governor and U.S. Senator in American history. She completed 3 terms in the New Hampshire Senate before winning 3 terms as governor in 1996. After serving as director of Harvard University's Institute of Politics at Kennedy's School of Government, she was elected to the U.S. Senate in 2008, where she is a member of the Senate Committees on Armed Services, Foreign Relations, Appropriations, and Small Business and Entrepreneurship. Senator Shaheen is dedicated to enhancing the lives of the middle class. Her work to make higher education accessible and affordable aligns with Colby-Sawyer's mission to prepare students for their professions and lives of ongoing learning. An educator who taught in Mississippi and New Hampshire, she has made improving K-12 and higher education a priority throughout her career. Senator, this honorary degree recognizes the college's deep gratitude for your dedication to the state of New Hampshire, for your leadership and your service to its citizens, and for being a champion of access to quality education at all levels. We are proud to confer upon you honorary degree, Doctor of Humane Letters.
See, what you can't see is this little box that I'm standing on here. Well, President Stubner, faculty, graduates, friends and family, it is such an honor, Omar, thank you, to share this very special occasion with all of you. Thank you, President Stubner, for your kind words, and thank you to the entire Colby-Sawyer community for this honorary degree. Congratulations to the class of 2018. Now, I'm sure that all of you have heard the story about the Constitutional Convention in 1787, when crowds waited outside in Philadelphia to find out what kind of government our founding fathers had created. At the end of the convention, Benjamin Franklin was asked what government they'd created. He famously replied, "A republic, if you can keep it." Well, the open question that confronts your generation, all you millennials out here, is, can we keep it? Our democracy is built on essential principles that guide both citizens and elected leaders. Today, some of those principles are in peril. The rule of law, the right to vote, freedom of the press, and compromise. These guiding principles are eroding, and we need to shore them up. All of us need to rededicate ourselves to these tenets for our democracy to continue to thrive. The rule of law, I know, sounds sort of boring, but I'm not talking about being pulled over if you're doing 70 in a 55-mile-an-hour zone. That's one aspect of the rule of law. It's designed to protect individuals from harm. But when it comes to a well-functioning democracy, there's a more fundamental aspect of the rule of law. It's the rule of law that protects citizens from overreach by the government. It's why we have checks and balances within our system. In our democratic system, no one is considered above the rule of law. Now, one of the most important checks on government rests with our citizens, with all of us, and that is the right to vote. That's why legislation that's being proposed across the country to make it harder to vote is so dangerous. Making voting more difficult degrades our democracy, and the only way we can have a better, more responsive, more representative government is for people to participate, and that means voting. Thank you. So all of you in the class of 2018 are all registered to vote, right? All right. Another crucial check on our system is a free press. With the advancement of technology and social media, we have access to information like never before. But people are also susceptible to propaganda and disinformation like never before. We've seen what Russia did to interfere in our 2016 election, and we have to be vigilant and guard against that ever happening again. Thank you. Ensuring a free and fair press is up to each of us. So before you share that news story that you've been following on social media with your thousands of Twitter followers, please check the source. Make sure it's from a reliable source. Now, as America has become more divided, there's an increasing tendency to listen only to those we agree with. One casualty of this trend is that compromise has become a bad word. I see that in my job every day. Democrats and Republicans in Congress are hearing from and listening only to voices that we agree with. And at times, our political supporters see compromise as a betrayal of principles. Well, that's a very dangerous trend in a democracy. This country was built on compromise. So many of our great legislative achievements, from the Civil Rights Act to the Clean Water Act, they were the result of compromise. And we need more, not less compromise, because it means that people are working together to address our challenges. Each of us has a responsibility to defend the values and norms of our great American democracy. That's why I'm thrilled to see the rising generation, your generation, stepping boldly into the public arena. I hope you will make your voices heard. I hope you will vote, and I hope that some of you will run for public office. But you don't have to serve in the legislature and Congress to make a difference in your communities. The Sustainable Learning Initiative at Franklin Falls Anybody here participate in that? Yeah. That's much more than just an experiential learning opportunity for Colby-Sawyer students. It shows how students, in collaboration with faculty and with the community of Franklin, are developing business ventures, you're expanding recreational opportunities, you're really revitalizing that historic Mill City. That's worth clapping for, yes, absolutely. As the result of your student engagement, the city of Franklin is experiencing a 21st century renaissance. So as you make your voices heard, remember to also listen, because people are going to disagree with you, but that doesn't make them bad, and it doesn't make them enemies. We are all members of our American family. We need to try to better understand one another and embrace our common decency again. My parents' generation, the greatest generation, saved the world from Nazi and Soviet totalitarianism and built the mightiest economy in the world. My generation, the baby boomers, sent a man to the moon, eradicated some of the world's most deadly diseases, and developed the internet. Now, what will your generation, the millennial generation, do? What will be your legacy? I think you're going to do great things, and the world can't wait to see what you're going to accomplish. So congratulations to all the graduates, to your families, to your friends, to everyone who helped get you to this day. Go get them, class of 2018.
Thank you, Senator, so much for being here, for your message. We are so honored to include you in our class of 2018. The Jack Jensen Award for Excellence in Teaching is the college's highest teaching award. Each year, the college honors a teacher who communicates high expectations and encourages intellectual curiosity within and across the disciplines, respects diverse talents and ways of learning, and uses variety in instruction, and engages students and inspires them to do their best work. Would Assistant Professor of Exercise and Sports Sciences, T.J. Smith, please join me. Professor Smith is committed to student success and recognized for encouraging them to meet high expectations. In nominating him for this award, students spoke of his enthusiasm to meet with them at any time to help them reach their goals. Esteemed by colleagues and students alike, TJ exemplifies Colby-Sawyer in all aspects of his teaching. Please join me in congratulating this year's recipient of the Jack Jensen Award for Excellence in Teaching, Professor TJ Smith. According to Colby-Sawyer tradition, the recipient of the Jack Jensen Award delivers the commencement address, and so I turn the lectern over to Professor Smith.
And I'm back. Good morning, class of 2018, and congratulations on reaching this day. I have the privilege of being the last faculty member you hear from before you receive your degrees and celebrate with your friends and your family. With my time with you, I hope to get you to reflect upon the years that have brought you to this moment. Graduation really is an important event in your life. It is a celebration of you and your accomplishments, as well as a celebration of the efforts made by others to support you in achieving those accomplishments. Take this moment and appreciate that you're able to share this experience with your classmates, your families, and the friends who've made your time at Colby-Sawyer so special. As you prepare to depart our college atop a windy hill, I want to remind you of the community you've contributed to and will always be a part of, and encourage you to find ways to take it with you wherever you may go. That last part is especially important. And I'd like to share my story of how I wound up here on my own continuing journey atop this hill. In the year after finishing graduate school, I had the opportunity to meet veteran athlete trainer Marty Erb. In our 10-minute conversation, Marty fired questions at me about where I was from, my professional interests, and the work setting I desired to be in. He also asked how I was adjusting to the schedule that comes with the work of athletic training. I don't remember my exact response, but I do remember Marty's response to me. He encouraged me to remember that athletic training is about the people, not the business. Almost 15 years later, those 9 words remain with me. Athletic training is about the people, not the business. These words have provided me with perspective and helped calm me during hectic times. Now indulge me if I modify Marty's words of wisdom to work is about the people, not the business. I applied to work at Colby-Sawyer in the summer of 2005. As a part of my on-campus interview, our administrator, Terry Herman, my first friend on the Hill, provided a welcome package that included the course catalog, which featured the tagline, "Learning Among Friends." I have to admit, as an outsider 13 years ago, this left me wondering, what kind of hippie, tree-hugging granola college am I applying to? Now, I find a lot of humor in that reaction, especially because at the time and currently, I possess a relatively large collection of tie-dyes. My friends on this campus will tell you I'm not a fan of haircuts nor shaving. And for those who don't know, I've been not to one but to 2 Grateful Dead shows, full band, Jerry Garcia. Of course, I like trees. And the main fact be pictures of me hugging trees. And as it relates to granola, rolled oats, honey, brown sugar, it's all goodness. I think we can agree granola is a good thing. So with the benefit of reflection and hindsight and the knowledge that initial reactions are not always accurate, it turns out I was applying to a place that's a pretty good fit. A place that values not only education, but the learning that can happen when we surround ourselves with people we consider friends. But why talk about friends and friendship? Because there's a direct correlation between friendships and happiness. I'm not one to make a bold statement without facts, so let's look at the evidence. In 2015, psychologist Cheryl Carmichael and her colleagues found a person's number and quality of social interactions early in life predict a number of variables, such as loneliness, well-being, and depression up to 30 years after. While social interaction may be important, as adults in America, we only spend 41 minutes a day socializing. This is about a third of the time we spend commuting, a third of the time we spend watching TV. Benjamin Franklin writes that human felicity is produced not so much by great pieces of good fortune that seldom happen, as by little advantages that occur every day. Believe it or not, Boston professional sports teams do not always win championships that provide those great pieces of good fortune. So instead of waiting for good fortune to cross our paths, perhaps we need to shift our focus to what Franklin calls the little advantages. Perhaps we can achieve these little advantages through daily interactions we have in our community. But what is friendship? Has anyone happened to look up the definition at any time when writing one of your papers? All I can tell you is that Merriam-Webster is not your friend here. The dictionary defines a friend as one who is not hostile. That's not going to help us here, is it? So if the dictionary is not going to help us, what should we look at? Well, let's look at the common qualities that make up a friend. Common interest, values, history, and equality. At your age, you may struggle to appreciate the difficulty in developing friendships. All your life, you've been surrounded by individuals of similar age who share a common interest or struggle. A capstone deadline, perhaps. Sports fandom is often a common area for finding a common means of connection. Over here on campus, leading questions such as, what do you think of the Sox this year? The one that I like better is, what do you think of the Yankees? Well, I'm from the hills of Western Maryland. I'm an O's fan. I don't really have a dog in this battle, but I like to answer the Yankees question with, I believe that every time the Yankees lose, an angel gets its wings. I appreciate this statement. It's a little irrational, but I accept that sports fandom is irrational, and the opportunity to be irrational with others is part of the enjoyment. Such small interactions such as this can create a little advantage. However, by creating a shared common interest, it can open a door to friendship. The community you're part of here at Colby-Sawyer builds relationships. Walking around this campus, I receive and observe constant greetings between those who are out and about. These are more examples of the little advantages that Benjamin Franklin references. This was apparent during my on-campus interview 13 years ago. Accompanied by my now friend, colleague, and mentor, Gene Eckridge, I experienced how everyone said hello to one another and to Gene. Future colleagues took the time to ask if I were a new employee and introduce themselves. They welcomed me to campus and wished me luck with my interview. You all have been here a while, and while these interactions seem commonplace, and you experience them every day, I remind you, these interactions are not the normal. This is not how other places operate. You will see. When I commented to Jean that this was either a really friendly campus or that they had really gone out of their way for my tour, she assured me that this is the culture at Colby-Sawyer. It was then that I began to believe that learning amongst friends was more than just a tagline. It is important for you all to appreciate that it becomes more difficult to make friends as you get older. There are a number of reasons for this, but ones that we cannot get out of our own way. We have our work, our daily tasks to accomplish, and finding shared interest can be difficult. We're often unwilling to introduce ourselves to people we do not have a defined relationship with. Our fear of social rejection actually increases. But stay true to your Colby-Sawyer idea of community. Take advantage of the opportunities to say hello to members of your new communities and ask them how they are. Create your own little advantages to initiate friendships. Now, once you've established a friendship, it's important to put in perspective the quality of the friendship. Is it an acquaintance, a casual friend, or a close friend? To develop closer friendships, you must invest time. Just think of the amount of time that you've spent with the members of the Colby-Sawyer faculty. It is safe to say you've had the time to improve the quality of your relationship beyond that of a mere acquaintance. Now, how about the staff at the Student Learning Collaborative? And dining services, facilities, campus safety, varsity and club sport coaches, and our wicked awesome athletic training staff. How many friends have you developed? How many good friends? Add to the count of the friendships you've developed with your classmates, you cannot deny that during your time here, you've been learning among friends. These cross-community interactions and friendships are what make the college you're graduating from so special. But how large can your social circle actually grow? Oxford University's renowned professor of evolutionary anthropology, Dr. Robin Dunbar, examined friendship from a biological standpoint with the social brain hypothesis, which states that there's a limit to the number of friends one can actually have. That number is approximately 150, give or take. It is clear, though, that Dr. Dunbar has never met our good friend Mike Heffernan. But I digress. With show of hands, how many of you use at least one social media platform? And within that, how many of you have at least 100 friends on there? How many of you have 150? All right. As it relates to social media, what we found, or what researchers have found, is that your ability to be able to prevent atrophy within your good relationships is only limited to the amount of interaction you have. But as it relates to your acquaintances, your minimal contacts you wind up having, you're not going to be able to build those relationships through social media. So if technology that's supposed to connect us does not in fact provide the means to create stronger connections and happiness, what are we to do? The short answer is, regardless of where you find yourself, bring Colby-Sawyer with you. Create the little advantages. We're communicating with coworkers, meet with them face-to-face when you can. Say hello to people you encounter throughout the day, smile at the new person, and perhaps ask them if they're aware of the profound benefits of a Yankees loss on the well-being of an angel. For me, this phrase, learning among friends, is at the heart of what makes Colby-Sawyer special. Is the culture that you've been a part of here on campus, and is the culture that you can share with the world. A focus on people and a respect for their humanity have been constant aspects of this institution's identity as it grew from academy in 1837 to a junior college for women in 1928, a baccalaureate college in the 1970s, to a return to its coeducational roots in 1909 under the direction of our good friend Peggy Stock, and to its current state. You have spent years living and learning in a place that sets the little advantages at your feet. that reminds you on a daily basis is about the people, not the business. And as you have been allowed to live and learn among friends, I hope that you take this with you as you leave us. Implement it in all your future adventures. On behalf of all your friends here at Colby-Sawyer, congratulations. We're very proud to call you graduates.
The David H. Winton Baccalaureate Award is presented to the baccalaureate degree graduate or graduates who rank highest in scholarship amongst those in the graduating class. This year, we have 2 winners of this prestigious academic award. Would Ben Maines and Ashley Ruseski please join me? A biology major on the pre-med track, Ben dove into every opportunity he found at Colby-Sawyer. He is a natural teacher and a supportive peer, as demonstrated by his work in the Student Government Association, the Student Learning Collaborative, as a resident assistant, and as a member of the Presidential Blue Key Society. A devoted scientist, he was an undergraduate research assistant with the New Hampshire IDEA Network of Biomedical Research Excellence and earned the Biology Baccalaureate Award for Excellence in the major. A member of the college's Western Honors Program, he was also recognized with the Guy Floyd Williams Award for exemplifying the spirit of the college and the Alpha Chi Award for exemplifying the ideals of the National Honor Society. Ben plans to devote the next 2 years to gaining clinical experience and volunteering before applying to medical school. Ashley Ruseski is a nursing major with a child development minor. She excelled in Colby-Sawyer's nursing program, one of the most rigorous and esteemed in the state. A force in the classroom, Ashley twice received the class academic awards, and she is a member of the Western Honors Program, Alpha Chi National College Honor Society, the Sigma Theta Tau International Honor Society of Nursing. Colby-Sawyer's nursing program is the nursing program for Dartmouth-Hitchcock Medical Center and has been for more than 30 years. Ashley completed her clinical training at Dartmouth-Hitchcock with rotations in pediatrics, obstetrics, medical surgical, and mental health. Soon, Ashley will begin her professional nursing practice in the pediatric and adolescent inpatient unit at Dartmouth-Hitchcock Medical Center. Please join me in congratulating the top scholars in the class of 2018 and the recipients of the David H. Winton Baccalaureate Award, Benjamin Maines and Ashley Ruseski.
The Colby-Sawyer Award is given to the graduate who, in the opinion of the faculty, best exemplifies the ideals of the college in personal dignity, intellectual growth, contribution to campus life, and constructive influence on other students. Would Curtis Warren please come forward? Curtis Warren is an exercise science major and an outstanding student and athlete who has been active in the Colby-Sawyer College community. A member of the National Honor Society Alpha Chi, he helped new students get to know Colby-Sawyer as an orientation leader, and he was a peer tutor in the Student Learning Collaborative. He served in the Student Government Association as a senator 1 year and participated in the Emerging Leaders Program. Curtis made the most of his time here as a member of both the Chargers indoor and outdoor track and field teams, as well as the Exercise and Sports Sciences Majors Club, and through his volunteer work at the Boston Marathon and schools here in the Kearsarge Regional School District. Curtis's academic adventures will continue this fall at the University of New England, where he will begin working towards his doctorate in physical therapy. Please join me in congratulating this year's Colby-Sawyer Award recipient, Curtis Roy. Each year, the seniors, faculty, and staff nominate someone from the graduating class to offer remarks and remembrances. Would senior speaker Morgan Forrest please join me? Morgan, a business administration major with a concentration in marketing and a minor in graphic design, has been highly involved in campus life since she arrived. Last summer, she completed an internship focused on corporate events with the direct marketing agency Royal & Company, where she had the opportunity to view higher education from a new perspective. She looks forward to a career in marketing. Please welcome Morgan Forrest, whose address is titled, "History Has Its Eyes on You."
Hello, everyone. I would like to take a moment to welcome and thank all our friends and family members here today. The Board of Trustees, President Stubner, and all the faculty and staff. I would also like to thank Leslie Campbell, Ann Page Stecker, Eric Boyer, and Kate Siemens for their wonderful guidance and enthusiasm. And most importantly, welcome to the class of 2018. You guys should clap. Standing here as a representative of our class, I'm expected to offer you all sorts of secrets to successful life, words of wisdom, insights to true happiness, and basically tell you what really matters or what you should dedicate your life to. Right, no pressure. The truth is, I'm not going to be able to provide all the answers to life's greatest questions in a 5-minute speech. Instead, let's talk about where we stand in the world and where we hope to go. Up until this moment, we have been watched. Up until this moment, we have lived in a highly structured environment. We have been raised by family, guided by the education system, and taught what is right and wrong by our parents and teachers. Up until this moment, we have been held to set expectations and standards of success, cradled by watchful eyes and guiding principles. We, as a class, are incredibly grateful and thankful for all the hard work you, our families, educators, and communities have put into raising and nurturing us. However, there's a huge disconnect in perception of how we as millennials are viewed and what we actually are and do. The fact of the matter is, the other generations just don't get us. Even the name millennials sparks a reaction. Don't think I didn't see those eye rolls in the back, Gen Xers and baby boomers. When you hear people talking about millennials, you'll often hear phrases like, we're selfish and we don't have any respect for our elders. We're lazy and on our phones all the time. We care more about Snapchatting than finding a job. We're unmotivated and entitled. We love to spend our parents' money. And we really, really love avocados and selfies. All right, that last one might be true. But those are some fairly disconcerting generalizations, right? Because we as millennials have a lot of good things going for us too. We're on track to be the most educated generation in United States history. We're the country's largest and most diverse generation. We care about the state of the world and making a difference. And by 2025, we will account for 75% of the global workforce. As our lives as undergraduate students quickly come to a close, these seemingly insurmountable disconnects in perception that our generation faces have been on repeat in my mind. A lyric from Lin-Manuel Miranda's musical Hamilton has been my mantra as I contemplate these challenges. In the play, as George Washington speaks to Alexander Hamilton about the abysmal odds they face in winning the Revolutionary War, he tells Hamilton that history has its eyes on you. There are many factors in life that are beyond our control. Our individual actions are not among them. It may not seem like it now, but over the past 4 years, history has been watching us. The good news? We're already doing incredible things. We've created memories that will last a lifetime, memories that we'll share with friends and family years from now. We'll talk about finding lifelong friends that made us laugh so hard we felt like we couldn't breathe, or that time we rode Victor while campus safety wasn't watching. Sorry, not sorry. We'll talk about the long, sleepless nights of work to complete our capstones, and the equally long nights at the Goose trying to recover from capstone. We have also contributed to the history of the school. Look at all that we have done, individually and collectively, to contribute to Colby-Sawyer. We have set and broken athletic records, started clubs and organizations that make a difference in our community, and spurred change on campus when we saw room for improvement. Through each and every one of our unique actions, big and small, we have contributed to our own histories, as well as the history and success of this school, our soon-to-be alma mater. Now it is time to build our legacy in the next phase of life. History will always have its eyes on you. As we leave our undergraduate careers, it's easy to become overwhelmed with all the pressures and hardships of life, especially as it becomes more apparent that there are no more watchful guiding figures over you anymore, dictating your choices and actions, telling you what is right and wrong. While our friends, family, and coworkers will always offer advice if asked, and sometimes even if we don't, from now on, we'll operate with a different level of independence. Just as this nation rose from turmoil and polar opposite opinions, we as a generation will also overcome the world's disparities and ascend to celebrate each other's differences. Taking sides is easy. Stepping into another person's shoes is harder. Here's a hint. Pushing yourself to understand another person's perspective is always a good move. I won't pretend to have all the answers, but I will say this. History has its eyes on you, on us. We stand at the precipice of the rest of our lives. Our histories, our legacies are ours to create. We'll go out into the world and make mistakes, but failure is just a part of life. We have to accept and learn from our missteps. We'll find passions, lose them, and find new ones. We only have one life to live. Let's not waste it trying to be anyone except ourselves. Keep all the values and morals that our mentors at Colby-Sawyer, family, and friends instilled, and let's go make a difference in the world. History has its eyes on you. Your legacy has its eyes on you. The future has its eyes on you. And I can't wait to see what all of you avocado-loving, selfie-taking, entitled millennials show it who's boss. Thank you, and congratulations to the class of 2018. We did it!
Thank you so much, Morgan, for offering your reflections today. And now, the time has come for the most anticipated part of the ceremony. It's time to confer your degrees. Will the class of 2018 please stand?
We will award degrees individually, alphabetically by major. First master's degrees, then associate degrees, and then baccalaureate degrees. President Stubner and Chair of the Board of Trustees, Peter F. Volanakis, will confer the degrees. President Stubner, these students are candidates for the degrees of Master of Science in Nursing, Associate in Liberal Arts, Bachelor of Arts, Bachelor of Fine Arts, and Bachelor of Science.
By the authority granted me by the legislature of the state of New Hampshire and the power vested in me by the Board of Trustees of Colby-Sawyer College, I hereby confer the appropriate degrees upon those who have met the requirements for graduation. Congratulations, you may be seated.
Masters of Science in Nursing, Bethany Ann Albrecht. Leslie K. Burke. Catherine Terrian Derrick. Jane Worthen Eaton. Meredith Lee Fogg. Kimberly Marie Hill. Indy Lynn LeClaire. Erica Kate Leonard. Brittany Nyman. Jenna J. Parsons. Brianna E. Poulin. Lindsay M. Thompson. Associate in Liberal Arts, Natalie Amanda Clark. Jasmine Cogswell Perez. Molly Rebecca Mushlet. Adrine Cassandra Nalbandian. Bachelor of Arts, Studio Art, Sue Tso. Creative Writing, Guillermo Mauricio Berzbetia. Elliot M. Kaufman. Marissa Margaret Donovan. Madison Nicole Hallett. English, Gwendolyn Brooke Hannes. Cass Douglas McCann. Ryan Mulaney Murray. Megan R. Pickett. Olivia Taylor Trop. Graphic design, Hannah Theodora Clark. History and Political Studies, Betsida Dawit Abibi. Brenna Elizabeth Cotton. Anthony Ethan Daybach. Omar Thebe Hajajra. Quang Ming Gwen. Christopher M. Pierce. Sarah Nicole Redman. Brittany Ann Richardson. Cassie Ann Ravito. Susan N. T. Sam Mensa. Zoe Ray Zogby. Media and Communication, Andrew Jacob Clay. Joseph Finuccio. Nicole Wright Mitch. Multidisciplinary Studies, Kayla M. Washington. Psychology, Jocelyn Bedricki. Gregory Breen. Sydney Elizabeth Brinkeroff. Carlisle Emmy Chiotti. Caitlin Devlin Donahue. Jennifer Ann Donahue. Noelle Marie Esposito. Kayla M. Fitzpatrick. Ashley Kate Giarusso. Mohammed Ibrahim Jafar. Destiny Amber McKay. Kenna Catherine Marquis. Tia McLaren. Daisy Tatiana Mahia. Isabel Elizabeth Price. Abigail L. Ricks. Alexa Snarsky. Diamond M. Williams. Sociology, Isabella Ann Blanchett. Matthew Charles Carl. Sarah C. Killam. Moesha M. Miller. Anna Lee Preble. Cassandra Renaudin.
Bachelor of Fine Arts, Studio Art, Catherine Ann Devlin. Victoria Shane. Graphic Design, Gabrielle Ashley Libby. Alexandra Elizabeth O'Brien. Justin Rand. Bachelor of Science, Accounting, Ghania Harim. Nitesh Lama. Yuan Nguyen. Athletic Training, Tyler Corey Langley. Robert M.E. Madden. Amanda M. Matushek. Evelyn Nolette. Biology, Juliana Rosala Carroll. Colleen Elizabeth Clausen. Jillian Faith Cook. Jonathan Nagash Degafu. Christopher Dietrich. Rosalind Lee Gaffin. Fabian Gabriel Zexaba. Ross Lyons Kenny. Benjamin Allen Maines. Carolina Mayaskad. Emanuela Chloe Mercy Nicarana. Evelyn Louise Miller. Julie E. Newton. Lauren Catherine Aligny. Andrew Pelican. Hugo Picciotto. Rakshia Rana. Kara Ritchie. Ross David Michael Searoyce. Bailey Dean Starr. Megan M. Sudduth. Trisha Lorraine Temple. Julia Trolley. Business Administration, Diana Jo Abbott. Abdul Sattar Amiri. Milan D. Artis. Lauren Elizabeth Blanchard. Trenton Kimball Bonk. Andrew Carboni. Megan Angela Sear. Tim Donovan. Morgan Caroline Forrest. Syed Mohammed Ghaznavi. Nicholas Gonzalez. Taylor Michael Grandi. Rachel Angelina Jaworski. Gustav Karl Alexander Jigrop. Quincy Paul Logan. Abigail Joan Lynch. Dana Alden Mannion King. Mariana Marcano Rivas. James Weber Marshall. Abigail Margaret McMahon. David Michael Miola. Edwin Muteda. Shayna Peterson. Thomas J. Quinn III. Basha Rajbandari. Muhammad Ibrahim Rana. Kevin Nanbanyan Richardson. Emma Jane Schick. Denali Taylor Sexton. Kirsten Nicole Shea. Anmal Lal Shrestha. Jacob Sykes. Chelsea Tarbox. Brendan Thurber. Ho Tran. Clark Ives Withington.
Child Development, Brianna Brennan. Kelly Carolini Brito. Abigail Elizabeth Campbell. Riley Ruth Damaris. Lauren Susan Face. Zoe Jean Farron. Anna Marie Lessard Hanlon. Christine Brenna Hill. Nicole Marie Hondros. Laura Elizabeth McKenna. Maxine Rachel Melnick. Mary Catherine Melville. Rebecca Nicole Mora. Haley Elizabeth Perrin. Ariana Elizabeth Russo. Rosa Megan Scavron. Misty May Waters. Community-based sustainability, Stephanie Nicole Malicki. Environmental science, Brianna Lee Clark. Justin Michael Enright. Danielle Lee Cambarellis. Elijah James Morrow. Rayla Hannah Victoria Putnam. Environmental Studies, Callum Russell Dixon. Teresa Ann Edick. Jesse Murch. Come on. Jacob Michael Murtaugh. Richard James Prindable IV. Nicole Semerero. Exercise Science, Mason Amatrano. Sean Michael Babinski. Jillian Baril. Allie Irene Barrett. Samantha Alexandra Brown. Michael Patrick Crowley. Brady M. Dion. Michael Diorio. Andrew Christopher Haas. Corey Sandra Hoyt. Olaide Adeyemi Junaid. Nicole Amelia Levine. Christopher Robert Manwaring. Nell Catherine McQueenie. Carl William Nyholm. Sean Reed O'Rourke. Amanda Jean Pierpont. Alexis Samantha Ryan. Amani Robinson. Scott Shaw. Natalie Florence Shear. Marissa Brooke Ulmer. Paige Elizabeth Viennes. Curtis J. Warren. Morgan Abigail Winters. Ashley Marie Woodside. Healthcare Management, Kiana Mary Blaine. Blen Ginnett. Nora Ismail. Caitlin Stacy Kenny. Bridget Catherine Ruiz Sanchez. Haywan Wooby. Health Promotion, Emily Hatcher. Connor James Henry. Ashley Elizabeth McKilla. John Rojas.
Nursing, Taylor M. Ains. Scott Christopher Bono Jr. Melissa Clark. Emily C. Crow. Patricia Jean Duty. Kimberly E. Ekberg. Jodicia Romay Elliott. Morgan Marie Fogg. Anna M. Gaskell. Frances Lynn Gibbs Osgood. Laura Ann Goodrich. Tess Tiana Jewell. Courtney E. Lampert. Paxton Marie Landry. Kate Elizabeth Laporte. Meredith E. Lenhart. Mandy Jean Martel. Emily E. Martin. Rachel L. Mamey. Nicole A. Moore. Molly C. Mulcahy. Erin T. Mulready. Megan Lynn Pahoviak. Ashley N. Rozeski. Erin E. Ryan. Holly Ann Jumosa. Mackenzie A. Welsh. Erica Joyce Weselek. Anna White. Samantha Louise Wisniewski. Public Health, Christine Marie Alves. Emily M. Bear. Amanda Lauren Calvo. Gabriel Lauren Kendall. Allison Mary Leif. Mabel E. Lopez Flores. I Sai. Julia Carol Varney. Brooke Willard. Sport Management, Douglas John Avellino. Stephen Michael Bennett. Ryan Broderick. Alexandra Danis. Joseph Michael DiTrulio Dotto. Zachary Nye Elmore. Eduardo Garcia. Christian Hood. Drew Inglesi. Casey Michelle Lane. Matthew Maynard. Matthew Philip McIntosh. Nicholas Edward Mealy. Kyle Jeffrey Millington. Andrew L. Pratt. And last but not least, Justin Robert Puzo.
Graduates, if you have not already done so, you may move your tassels from right to left as a symbol of your graduation. wish you well as you go forth, and we hope your careers and personal lives bring you great happiness and satisfaction. You will always be part of the Colby-Sawyer family wherever you go, and we hope you return often to your home here in New London. Congratulations to each and every one of you. In order to continue the festivities and congratulations, we will recess out of the tent. Your trustees, faculty, and staff will create an honor corridor through which you graduates, our newest Colby-Sawyer alumni, will walk as you receive our congratulations. Immediately following the ceremony, everyone is welcome to gather for light refreshments on the quad behind Colgate. Congratulations, class of 2018.